There comes a moment when the voice within whispers, "This is it. Watch closely. Not tomorrow, not someday, but today. You have one day to witness the truth, and that day is now." Look around. Everything you see was once unseen. Every event, every meeting, every moment of your life was first shaped in the unseen world of thought and imagination before it became real. And yet, so many live as though they are mere spectators, waiting for life to reveal itself instead of realizing that they are the ones shaping the revelation. But God has given you one day to watch, one day to open your eyes, to see beyond the veil, to recognize that reality bends to the command of your belief. This day is not ordinary. It is sacred. It is the turning point. Most people sleep through their lives, unaware that they are the dreamers of their world. But if you awaken, truly awaken, you will see that the power has been in you all along. If today were the only day you had to prove that your thoughts create your life, how would you think? If today were your only chance to shift your world, what would you believe? You are not waiting for signs. You are not waiting for permission. The only thing waiting is your life, waiting for you to claim it. Watch how your assumptions dictate your experience. Watch how your inner conversations write the script of your reality. Watch how when you expect miracles, miracles appear. God said you have one day to watch. Will you open your eyes and see? Time is an illusion. We have been conditioned to believe in its rigid structure, past, present, future, moving in a straight line, dictating our actions, shaping our beliefs, and chaining us to a sense of waiting. But if you strip away the illusions, you will see a profound truth. The only moment that exists is now. Everything that has ever happened, everything that will ever happen, unfolds in the present moment. The past is nothing more than a collection of memories, images held in your mind, shaped by perception, filtered through emotions. The future is a vision, an expectation, a thought projected forward. But neither past nor future have power outside of this very instant. And yet, most people live anywhere but here. They dwell in regrets, reliving moments that no longer exist. Or they anxiously anticipate a future, believing it holds the key to their happiness, their success, their transformation. But the future never arrives as a separate entity. It is only ever experienced as now. This is why waiting is the greatest deception. How often do you tell yourself, one day I will have what I want, one day I will be the person I was meant to be? But there is no one day apart from this day. No future moment contains anything that you do not already possess in consciousness. If you wish to see change, you must claim it now. Understand this. What you do in this moment determines everything. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your state of being in this instant are creating the life you will step into. You are never waiting for circumstances to change. Circumstances are waiting for you to change. The moment you shift your perception, the outer world must follow. Look around you. Everything you see, every object, every event, every encounter was first a thought before it took shape. Someone imagined it, believed in it, acted upon it, and brought it into form. There is no separation between the world within and the world without. What you accept as real in your mind will soon manifest before you. So the question is not, when will my life change? The question is, when will I decide that it already has? Some people will say, but my past defines me. I have made mistakes, I have struggled, I have suffered. But the past has no power except the power you give it. It cannot reach into the present and shape you unless you invite it in. Every moment you have the choice to leave behind the weight of what was and step into what is. Others will say, I don't see results yet, so how can I believe in change? But belief does not follow results. Results follow belief. If you wait for proof before you change your mind, you will wait forever. But if you dare to assume your desire is already yours, if you live from the end, if you persist in this new state of being, then the outer world must conform. This is not theory, it is law. The universe does not respond to wishes, complaints, or doubts. It responds to conviction. It reflects back to you the state of consciousness you occupy. Hold within you the feeling of already having, and soon you will. There is a reason urgency exists in spiritual awakening. Not because time is running out, but because there is no time to waste in illusion. If you understood the power you hold, you would never delay another moment. Your opportunity is not in the future. It is not coming. It is here. Right now, in this breath, in this thought, in this choice, you are shaping your destiny. Decide now, believe now, step into your new life now, because there is no other time, there is only now. Your world is not happening to you, it is happening through you. Every moment, whether you realize it or not, you are shaping your reality. The thoughts you entertain, the beliefs you accept, and the emotions you allow to dominate your mind are the unseen forces constructing the life you experience. You are never at the mercy of circumstances, you are the creator of them. Look at your life. Everything that surrounds you is a reflection of what you have been dwelling on internally. The relationships you have, the opportunities that come or seem to slip away, even the struggles you face, all of it originates within. Nothing enters your life uninvited. It is drawn to you by the state of your consciousness. When you focus on lack, you experience lack. When you dwell on fear, you invite situations that validate that fear. But when you center your mind on abundance, on peace, on the unwavering belief that you are already who you wish to be, your world must shift to reflect that truth. It is law. You do not need to control the outside world. That is an impossible task. Instead, control your awareness, and the outside world will mold itself to your internal state. You have been given the gift of free will, not to change others, not to force outcomes, but to direct your attention wisely. What you give energy to, you strengthen. What you withdraw attention from, you dissolve. Most people go through life unaware of this power. They allow their thoughts to drift, reacting to circumstances rather than shaping them. They believe the world is fixed, that events happen by chance, that they must struggle to make things work. But this is only true for those who accept it as true. The moment you wake up to the realization that your awareness is the master key, you stop being a victim of life and become its architect. If you wish to see change, begin with yourself. Observe what you habitually focus on. Do you replay old failures? Do you anticipate problems before they arise? Do you speak of what is missing rather than what is present? If so, you are reinforcing the very conditions you wish to escape. Instead, shift. Decide now to place your attention only on what you wish to experience. Think and feel as if your desires are already fulfilled. Walk in the awareness of having rather than wanting. It is not enough to merely wish. You must assume. The moment you assume, the unseen forces begin arranging themselves to match your new state of being. Doubt will whisper that it is not that simple, but doubt is just another belief, another focus of awareness. You do not need to fight it, only replace it. Just as darkness disappears in the presence of light, limiting beliefs dissolve when met with unwavering faith. Test this truth. Begin today. Choose one desire and shift your awareness to the fulfillment of it. Do not wait for evidence. Assume it is already yours. Walk as if you are already the person who has what you seek. Speak as if it is done. Feel the reality of it, and watch as the world rearranges itself to mirror your inner state. You are never powerless. You are never stuck. You are simply living the result of your focus. Change your awareness and you change your life. You have spent too much time waiting for confirmation, waiting for direction, waiting for the universe to give you a sign that you are on the right path. But what if you are the sign? What if the answer has been within you all along, quietly waiting for you to recognize it? The universe does not dictate your life. It does not send cryptic messages that you must decipher. It does not withhold guidance, waiting for you to prove yourself worthy. The truth is simpler, more powerful. The universe responds to you. It mirrors back your state of being, your assumptions, your beliefs. You are not waiting for life to show you the way. Life is waiting for you to decide. When you look for a sign, what you are really seeking is permission. You are hoping for external proof before you commit to an internal truth. But faith does not work that way. Faith is the ability to step forward without evidence, to move as if what you desire is already unfolding. Those who wait for signs will always wait, because they are placing their power outside themselves. Those who become the sign, who act with conviction, who trust the wisdom within, are the ones who shape their reality. You must understand that everything you need to know is already within you. The answers are not hidden in the stars, in symbols, or in messages from the outside world. They are embedded in your intuition, in your desires, in the quiet knowing that whispers to you when you silence the noise of doubt. The very fact that you long for something, that you feel a deep pull toward a certain path, is the only confirmation you need. That desire was placed within you for a reason. It is not random, it is not meaningless. It is the seed of a reality that already exists, waiting for you to claim it. Most people hesitate. They look outside themselves for reassurance. They fear making the wrong choice, fear stepping forward without certainty. But the only mistake is in hesitation. The only failure is in refusing to trust yourself. The universe does not test you, it reflects you. If you are uncertain, life will appear uncertain. If you doubt yourself, opportunities will seem unclear. But the moment you decide, the moment you walk boldly in the direction of your desires, the path unfolds before you. You were never meant to live in uncertainty, constantly questioning if you are on the right track. The right track is the one you choose with conviction. The universe does not bless hesitation, it blesses those who move with faith, not because they waited for proof, but because they understood that they are the proof. Think of all the moments you spent searching for reassurance, asking for signs, waiting for life to confirm what you already knew in your heart. What if instead you simply decided? What if instead of questioning you declared, I am the sign, my decision is enough? Imagine the power of living this way, no longer looking for answers outside yourself, no longer needing permission, no longer waiting for a future moment to validate your dreams. Instead, realizing that the moment you decide, the moment you fully commit, the universe shifts in your favor. This is the secret that those who succeed already understand. They do not wait to feel ready. They do not wait for signs. They become the sign. They act as if their dreams are already unfolding, and by doing so, they bring them into existence. You do not need another confirmation. You do not need another signal. You are the signal. The way forward is not hidden. It is within you, waiting for you to step into it. So stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Decide now, move now, trust now, because the moment you do, life will rise to meet you. Everything you see around you, every structure, every creation, every moment you experience, was once unseen. Before it took form, it existed only in thought, in imagination, in the quiet realm of possibility. Yet, through belief, the unseen became seen. What was once an idea became reality, not by accident, but by certainty. Belief is the bridge between worlds. It is the force that takes something invisible, an idea, a dream, a vision, and brings it into the physical realm. Without belief, nothing moves, nothing changes. It is not action alone that shapes reality, but the conviction behind the action. Many people work hard, yet see little progress. They take step after step, yet find themselves circling the same place. Why? Because their actions are not supported by unwavering faith. It is not enough to wish for something. Wishing implies doubt. It suggests that what you seek is separate from you, outside of your reach. But belief does not hope, it knows. Belief does not ask if something is possible, it assumes it already is. The moment you accept something as true, your world begins rearranging itself to reflect that truth. Look at your own life. Everything you currently experience is a result of what you have accepted as reality. If you believe you are limited, you will see limitations everywhere. If you believe success is difficult, life will prove you right. But if you shift that belief, if you choose to see yourself as limitless, as already possessing all that you desire, then life must respond in kind. It is not a matter of if, but when. Some may ask, but how can I believe in something I cannot see? And yet you already do. Every time you sit in a chair, you believe it will hold your weight before testing it. Every time you flip a switch, you trust that light will appear. Your entire existence is built on faith in unseen forces. So why, when it comes to your dreams, do you hesitate? Why demand proof before you believe, when belief is the very thing that creates proof? Doubt is the only thing that slows the process. When you waver between belief and disbelief, you create resistance. Imagine crossing a bridge but stopping halfway, questioning whether it will hold you. The more you hesitate, the longer you delay reaching the other side. But those who walk with confidence, who move forward knowing the bridge is solid, reach their destination effortlessly. Faith is not blind. It is the highest form of vision. It is the ability to see what is not yet visible, to claim what has not yet appeared, knowing that the moment you do, it must take form. This is not philosophy, it is law. The outer world is always a reflection of inner certainty. Test this for yourself. Take something you desire, something you have been waiting for, and assume it is already yours. Do not wish for it, do not hope. Simply accept it as fact. Walk as if it is done. Speak as if you already have it. Feel the reality of it now. And then watch. Watch as doors open where there were none. Watch as opportunities arise without effort. Watch as the unseen becomes seen, not because you struggled for it, but because you believed. The moment you stop looking for signs and start acting as if your desire is already fulfilled, you have crossed the bridge. You no longer wait for proof, because you are the proof. Your belief has already set the unseen into motion. You were never meant to live in uncertainty, questioning when or how things will happen. You were meant to declare, to know, to trust. The world you seek is already here. It is only waiting for you to claim it. And the only thing standing between where you are and where you wish to be is one thing: belief. Change is not bound by time. The idea that transformation requires years of effort, struggle, and waiting is an illusion. The truth is, everything can shift in a single day, in a single moment. The moment you decide with absolute conviction that your reality must change. Most people believe change is a slow process. They wait for the right conditions, for external validation, for gradual progress to reassure them that things are moving. But the ones who truly transform their lives do not wait. They do not ask if things will change. They assume they already have. They step into a new version of themselves immediately, without hesitation, and because they do, their world reshapes itself to match that decision. Consider this. What if today were the day everything shifted? What if instead of thinking of change as something distant, you treated it as something already done? In an instant, you could walk away from old limitations, from doubts, from the patterns that have kept you stuck. Not by force, not by struggle, but by decision, a deep, unwavering choice to be different. You do not need time, you need conviction. Time only appears necessary when belief is weak. When you believe something takes years, it will. When you believe it takes a lifetime, it will. But when you believe that a single day is enough, life responds in kind. The speed of your transformation is determined only by how quickly you assume it is done. Think of those who have made drastic changes, those who have gone from struggle to success, from doubt to certainty, from fear to power. They did not wait for proof before they changed. They decided. They claimed a new reality and stepped into it fully. They woke up one morning and became the person they were meant to be, not over time, but in that moment. And from that moment forward, life conformed to their new state of being. This is not about pretending. It is not about forcing yourself to believe something you do not feel. It is about knowing. It is about realizing that transformation is never about external circumstances. It is about internal certainty. The moment you declare something as true and refuse to waver, it must become true. This is law. You might wonder, but can it really happen in just one day? Yes, because change is not gradual, it is immediate. What appears as a slow transition is only the mind catching up to a decision that was already made. A person does not quit a bad habit slowly, they quit the moment they decide they are done. A person does not gain confidence over years, they gain it the second they stop seeking approval. A person does not step into their purpose through delay, they step into it when they finally own who they are. The only thing between you and your transformation is hesitation. The moment you remove doubt, the moment you stop waiting for the perfect time and realize this is the perfect time, you will feel the shift. You will know something has changed because you are no longer who you were just moments before. And when you change, the world around you follows. So let this be the day, let this be the moment you decide that your new life begins now, not tomorrow, not when conditions improve, but right now. The only thing required is your certainty. The second you claim it, it is already done. The voice of God is not something distant, separate, or external. It does not come from the sky, nor does it arrive with thunderous commands. It is not hidden in signs, waiting to be deciphered. The divine speaks from within you, from the depths of your own being, and it has been speaking all along. Many search for God in the world outside. They look for messages in the stars, in events, in the words of others. They wait for confirmation, for a voice to call out from beyond, for a sign that their prayers have been heard. But they do not realize that God is already answering, not with words written in the sky, but with the quiet knowing that arises within. The reason people struggle to hear this voice is not that it is silent, but that they are too distracted by the noise of the world. They expect guidance to come in a way that is grand, undeniable, impossible to ignore. But the truth is, God's voice is subtle. It does not beg for attention. It does not argue or force itself upon you. It is a whisper in the silence, a feeling that pulls you in a certain direction, an inner certainty that defies logic. When you silence the doubts, the fears, the endless questioning, you will hear it clearly. It is the part of you that knows the answer before the mind has time to debate. It is the deep peace you feel when you are aligned with the truth. It is the unwavering confidence that comes when you trust rather than seek reassurance. There is no separation between you and the divine. The mistake people make is believing that God is something outside of them, something to be found, something to reach for. But you do not need to reach, you need to remember. The very breath within you is proof of the divine presence. The thoughts that arise unbidden, the wisdom that speaks when you least expect it, the intuition that guides you in ways you cannot explain, all of it is God speaking through you. When you ask for guidance, do not look outward. Do not wait for a miracle to prove that you are being led. Turn inward. The answer is already there. The moment you stop searching, stop doubting, stop believing that you are separate from divine wisdom, you will recognize that the voice has always been present. Think of the moments in your life when you just knew something without needing proof. When you felt pulled in a direction that made no sense, yet later revealed itself to be exactly right. That was not coincidence. That was not random. That was God within you, guiding you. The reason it felt so certain, so undeniable, is because truth does not argue. It simply is. Doubt is the only thing that clouds the voice of God. The more you question, the more you allow fear to take the place of faith, the harder it becomes to hear. But when you trust, when you act as though you already know because you do, the path becomes clear. You were never meant to live in confusion, waiting for answers to come from outside sources. You were given the greatest gift, direct connection to the divine. And that connection is never broken, never distant. It speaks in every moment, in every decision, in every quiet revelation that arises when you stop forcing and start listening. So listen now, not with your ears, but with your soul. Pay attention to the thoughts that come when your mind is still. Notice the pull you feel when something is right or wrong, even if you cannot explain why. That is the voice you have been seeking. That is God, not separate from you, but within you. And when you trust it, when you follow it without hesitation, you will never need to search again. Everything you seek, every answer, every sign, every transformation is already within you. Time is an illusion, and the only moment that truly exists is now. Your awareness shapes your reality, and what you focus on becomes your world. You are not waiting for a sign, you are the sign. The divine does not whisper from the heavens, it speaks from the depths of your soul. Your belief is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, and when you accept something as true, it must unfold. One day, one moment, is enough to change everything. You do not need years of waiting, struggling, or hoping. You only need conviction, a deep and unwavering certainty that what you desire is already yours. The universe does not operate on delay. It responds instantly to your assumption. The moment you claim your new reality, it begins to take form. So let this be your moment. Let this be the day you stop seeking outside of yourself and recognize the infinite power within. Decide now that your life is already shifting, that what you desire is already done, and walk forward as if it is so, because when you believe it, it is. Thank you.
Life often presents us with circumstances that seem immovable, challenges, setbacks, and realities that appear to dictate the limits of our success, happiness, or peace of mind. But what if I told you that the circumstances surrounding you have no real power over you unless you give it to them? What if the things you see as obstacles are merely reflections of what you believe to be true? Today, we're going to explore a profound truth. Your circumstances are not your destiny. They are fleeting, ever-changing, and entirely malleable to the power of your mind. The moment you stop giving attention to what is and instead focus on what could be, everything begins to shift. So, if you've ever felt stuck, defeated, or held captive by your environment, stay with me. We're about to unravel how you can transcend any situation and create the life you truly desire. You're standing in a room with no doors, no windows, just four walls surrounding you. It feels inescapable. You might think this is where I'm stuck. But then something strange happens. You close your eyes, and in your imagination you begin to see a door where there wasn't one before. You visualize a path leading you out of the room. When you open your eyes, something inside you knows deep down that the door exists, even if you can't see it yet. This is the power of perspective, the power of belief. Now, let me ask you this: are your current circumstances any different from that room? You might look at your bank account and think, this is it, or maybe your health, your relationships, or your career seems stagnant, like those four walls. But what if the walls were never real? What if the limitations you're experiencing are only there because you've accepted them as immovable? Here's the truth: most people miss circumstances only hold power if you give them attention. The moment you shift your focus from what is to what could be, those walls start to crumble. Let me take you deeper into this idea, because it's not just theory, it's a transformative practice. Stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll see how the reality you want is already within reach, waiting for you to claim it. Circumstances are like clouds passing through the sky, ever-changing, fleeting, and powerless to remain unless you fix your gaze on them. The life you live today is not a life sentence, it is simply a snapshot of the beliefs you've held up to this moment. Every condition you face, no matter how overwhelming or oppressive, is temporary by its very nature. The challenge is not in changing the circumstances, it's in believing that they can change. Think about this: the most successful individuals, the most resilient people, did not achieve greatness because they were handed perfect conditions. They started where you are with obstacles, setbacks, and so-called immovable barriers. What made the difference was their refusal to accept those conditions as permanent. The only thing permanent is your inner state, and when that state changes, the outer conditions must follow. Consider the seasons. Winter may seem endless, but spring always comes. It is not your job to fight the winter or resist its cold embrace. Your job is to prepare yourself for the inevitable arrival of spring. In the same way, the circumstances you face now, whether it's financial hardship, a broken relationship, or a stagnant career, are not your final chapter. They are the winter before your spring. Many people surrender to the illusion of permanence because they see only what is visible to their senses. But let me remind you, the visible world is nothing more than the byproduct of your inner world. What you see today is simply the manifestation of yesterday's thoughts and beliefs. If you allow yourself to believe that your current circumstances are fixed, you give them permission to linger. But the moment you truly decide that they are temporary, you set a new process in motion. Imagine a mountain climber standing at the base of a towering peak. The height may seem insurmountable, the path treacherous, but the climber knows this truth: the mountain is not eternal. With each step, the peak draws closer, the obstacles diminish, and the once unthinkable becomes inevitable. You too are that climber. Your circumstances are the mountain, and though they may appear formidable, they are no match for the power within you to rise above them. So, don't attach yourself to the difficulty of the present moment. Don't let temporary setbacks define your future. Circumstances are merely the backdrop of your life, they are not the script. And here's the secret: the pen to rewrite that script is already in your hand. All you need to do is stop fixating on what is and start focusing on what you want to create. Your circumstances are waiting for you to outgrow them. They're like an old pair of shoes that no longer fit. You don't mourn the loss of those shoes, you step into something new. In the same way, every difficulty you face today is an invitation to rise, to expand, and to step into a higher version of yourself. Never forget, the power to transcend your circumstances does not lie outside you, it lies within. Circumstances are temporary because you are eternal, and nothing external has the power to outlast the force of your will, your imagination, and your belief in what's possible. What you focus on expands. This is not just a catchy phrase or a motivational mantra, it's a universal truth that governs your life. Your focus is the architect of your reality, the painter of your experience, the builder of your future. Where your attention goes, your energy flows, and what you give energy to, you bring to life. Think of your mind as a magnifying glass. Whatever you point it at, you intensify. If you focus on problems, they grow larger and more consuming. If you focus on possibilities, they begin to take shape, opening doors where there were once walls. This is not wishful thinking, it is the law of cause and effect. Your thoughts, powered by focus, are the seeds you plant in the soil of reality. Whether you nurture weeds or flowers is entirely up to you. Here's the challenge: most people allow their focus to be hijacked by their circumstances. They wake up each day and immediately tune into their struggles, their fears, and their doubts. They replay the same narrative, reinforcing the very things they wish to escape. But you must understand, this focusing on your current circumstances is like staring at a wound and expecting it to heal. Healing begins when you shift your focus to health, to wholeness, to the vision of yourself free from pain. Think of a ship navigating through a storm. The captain doesn't fixate on the waves crashing against the hull, they keep their eyes on the horizon, the destination. Your life is no different. Focusing on the storm of your circumstances only keeps you trapped in its chaos. But the moment you fix your attention on the horizon, on the life you desire, you begin to steer your ship toward calmer waters. Here's a powerful exercise: close your eyes and think of something you deeply desire. Visualize it as if it's already yours. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the fulfillment of having it. Now notice what happens to your energy, your mood, your state of mind. That shift is the power of focus. It's the spark that can ignite transformation. What you focus on is not just a mental activity, it's a signal you send to the universe, a declaration of what you're ready to receive. When you focus on abundance, you invite it into your life. When you focus on lack, you build a home for it to dwell. Choose wisely, because your focus is not just a reaction, it's a creation. Let me make this clear: it's not enough to casually wish for a better reality. You must focus on it with the intensity of a laser beam. You must train your mind to see only what you want, not what you fear. This takes discipline, yes, but it also brings freedom, the freedom to create a life that reflects your deepest desires instead of your temporary circumstances. Your focus is your superpower. It's the tool that shapes your world, transforms your challenges, and turns your dreams into reality. Master it, and you'll master your life. Imagination is the most powerful tool you possess. It is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Your circumstances may appear solid, immovable, and unchangeable, but they are nothing compared to the creative force of your imagination. The world you experience is not shaped by the external conditions you see, but by the images you hold within your mind. Let me ask you this: how often do you let your imagination run wild, but in the wrong direction? How often do you imagine worst-case scenarios, replay past failures, or anticipate obstacles? This misuse of imagination binds you to the very circumstances you wish to escape. But here's the truth: your imagination does not discriminate. It brings to life whatever you feed it, whether it's your deepest fears or your boldest dreams. Imagine standing in front of a blank canvas. What you paint on it becomes the reality you live in. If you keep painting the scenes of your current struggles, you will remain trapped in them. But if you dare to imagine yourself free, successful and fulfilled, you begin to create a masterpiece of transformation. Imagination is not a passive activity, it is an act of creation. When you visualize a new reality with clarity and conviction, you plant the seed for its manifestation. Think about the inventions, achievements, and breakthroughs that have shaped the world. None of them existed in the beginning. They were born in the imagination of someone who refused to accept their current circumstances. The light bulb, the airplane, even the idea of exploring space, these were impossible until someone imagined otherwise. And just as they transformed their reality, so can you. The key is to use your imagination intentionally. Don't let it wander aimlessly, replaying the conditions you want to escape. Instead, focus it like a laser on the life you desire. Close your eyes and see yourself living in abundance, joy, and freedom. Feel the emotions of having already achieved it. Your imagination is not a fantasy, it's a preview of what's possible. Here's something remarkable: your imagination has the power to override your current circumstances entirely. When you immerse yourself in the vision of your desired reality, your subconscious mind begins to accept it as true. And when your mind believes something to be true, the world around you will adjust to match that belief. The walls of limitation you once saw will crumble, revealing opportunities and pathways you never thought possible. Your imagination is infinite. No matter how difficult your circumstances may seem, they cannot withstand the limitless potential of your mind. Use your imagination not to escape reality, but to create a new one. The power to rise above your circumstances lies within you, waiting to be unleashed. Your emotional attachment to obstacles is what keeps them alive. When you react to a challenge with fear, frustration, or doubt, you feed it with your energy. You give it power over you. The moment you detach emotionally from your obstacles, you strip them of their strength and reclaim your power. Consider these emotions are like fuel. Whatever you direct them toward, you energize and sustain. If you pour your emotions into anger over a financial setback, you only deepen the experience of lack. If you focus your emotions on worry about a failing relationship, you reinforce the discord. But when you withdraw your emotional investment from these situations, they lose their grip on you. They no longer dominate your thoughts, actions, or life. Detachment does not mean indifference or apathy. It means refusing to let external conditions dictate your inner state. It's about maintaining your peace, your confidence, and your vision, regardless of what's happening around you. Think of a tree in the middle of a storm. The wind may howl, and the branches may sway, but the roots remain grounded, unshaken. Detachment is your root system, anchoring you in strength while the storms of life pass overhead. When you detach emotionally from obstacles, you open the door to solutions. Emotional entanglement clouds your judgment and narrows your perspective. It keeps you focused on the problem instead of the possibilities. But when you step back and look at the situation with clarity and calm, new pathways become visible. You start to see the challenge not as an insurmountable wall, but as a stepping stone toward growth. Here's the secret: obstacles are neutral. They have no inherent meaning until you assign one to them. When you approach them with frustration, they become barriers. When you approach them with detachment, they become opportunities. Imagine looking at a puzzle. If you focus on the frustration of not knowing where a piece fits, you remain stuck. But if you detach from the frustration and calmly examine the puzzle, the solution reveals itself. Detachment also frees you from the illusion of control. So often we try to force circumstances to change, only to exhaust ourselves in the process. But true power lies in releasing the need to control and trusting that the situation will resolve itself when you align your thoughts and actions with the desired outcome. Detachment is not about giving up, it's about letting go of the emotional weight that keeps you tethered to the problem. By detaching emotionally, you shift your focus from resistance to possibility. You reclaim the energy you once wasted on frustration and use it to fuel your vision of a better reality. Obstacles lose their hold on you because they no longer define your state of being. They are simply challenges to be met, not prisons to be endured. Detach and watch how quickly the obstacles dissolve. They cannot withstand the power of a calm, focused mind. Every time you dwell on your problems, you breathe life into them. Problems are like shadows, they have no substance of their own, but they seem real when you focus on them. The more attention you give them, the more imposing they appear. But the moment you withdraw your focus, they begin to shrink, revealing the light that was always present behind them. Here's the truth: problems are not inherently powerful. They derive their power from the energy you give them. When you talk about your problems, think about them incessantly, or complain about them to others, you amplify their presence in your life. It's as though you're watering weeds in your garden while expecting flowers to grow. Your life will flourish not when you obsess over what's wrong, but when you shift your attention to what's right and what's possible. Think of a fire burning in a forest. If you keep feeding it with wood, it will rage on, consuming everything in its path. But if you stop fueling it, it will eventually burn out. Your problems are the same. Feeding them with fear, doubt, and attention only keeps them alive. But when you starve them of energy, they lose their grip and fade away. Stopping this cycle requires a conscious decision to reclaim your focus. Every time you catch yourself dwelling on a problem, interrupt the pattern. Redirect your thoughts to a vision of the solution, the outcome you desire. This shift is not about ignoring reality, it's about refusing to let the problem define you. Problems are temporary, your power to overcome them is eternal. So take back your power. Problems do not control you unless you let them. They are nothing more than invitations for growth, challenges to sharpen your character, and stepping stones to the next level of your journey. Refuse to be consumed by them. The moment you stop giving power to your problems, you reclaim control over your life. How often have you hesitated, doubted yourself, or held back because of what others might think? External opinions can feel like chains, binding you to a version of yourself that is not true to who you are. But here's the liberating truth: no one's opinion has the power to define you unless you give it permission. The opinions of others are just that, opinions. They are shaped by their own beliefs, experiences, and limitations, not by your potential. Yet so many people allow these external judgments to dictate their choices, dampen their confidence, and stifle their dreams. If you live your life constantly seeking approval or avoiding criticism, you are surrendering your power to those who have no stake in your success. Imagine you're a bird in a cage, and the door is open. The only thing keeping you inside is the belief that the opinions of others are more important than your freedom. But the moment you realize that you are the one holding the key, you can step out and soar. Living for the approval of others is like chaining your wings to the ground. You were not meant to live small, you were meant to rise. The reality is, people will always have opinions. They will judge you whether you succeed or fail, whether you take risks or play it safe. Their opinions are not a reflection of your worth, they are a reflection of their own fears and insecurities. Recognizing this truth is the first step to breaking free from the influence of external voices. Consider this: every great innovator, leader, or trailblazer faced criticism and doubt from others. If they had let those opinions define them, the world would never have seen their genius. They succeeded because they chose to listen to the voice within rather than the noise around them. You have that same choice. You can either be molded by the opinions of others, or you can be guided by your inner vision. This doesn't mean you must shut out all feedback or dismiss others entirely. It means discerning which voices align with your purpose and which ones distract you from it. Constructive criticism can be valuable, but it's your inner guidance that must take precedence. Trust that voice above all else. When you detach from external opinions, you reclaim your authenticity. You no longer feel the need to conform or shrink yourself to fit someone else's expectations. You become free to live boldly, to take risks, and to pursue the life you truly desire. Opinions are fleeting, your truth is eternal. Hold on to that, and let it guide you toward the life you are meant to live. Gratitude is the antidote to every challenge you face. It has the power to transform your perspective, elevate your energy, and rewrite the story of your life. When you focus on gratitude, you shift your attention away from what is lacking and toward what is abundant. And here's the secret: whatever you focus on expands. Gratitude creates a ripple effect, attracting more of what you appreciate into your experience. Imagine you are holding a magnifying glass. Whatever you point it at becomes larger and clearer. If you direct it toward your problems, those problems will dominate your thoughts and grow in size. But if you point it toward the blessings in your life, no matter how small, they will begin to shine brighter, revealing the richness of your existence. This is the power of gratitude. It doesn't change your circumstances, it changes your perception. And that shift can alter your entire reality. Start small. Even in your darkest moments, there is always something to be grateful for. The breath in your lungs, the sun rising in the sky, the opportunity to start anew, these are gifts that many overlook. Gratitude doesn't require grand gestures or monumental achievements. It thrives in the simplicity of the present moment. When you cultivate an attitude of gratitude, you begin to see miracles in the mundane. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it's a practice. Take a moment every day to reflect on what you are thankful for. Write it down, speak it aloud, or simply feel it in your heart. The act of acknowledging your blessings shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance. It reminds you that, no matter how challenging life may seem, there is always something working in your favor. Here's the remarkable part: gratitude not only changes your internal world, but also influences your external reality. When you approach life with a grateful heart, you emit a positive energy that attracts opportunities, relationships, and experiences aligned with that vibration. People are drawn to those who radiate gratitude because it is a sign of strength, contentment, and resilience. When you make gratitude a habit, your circumstances begin to lose their power over you. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, you celebrate what's right. Instead of feeling stuck, you feel empowered. Gratitude is the foundation of faith, the belief that even in the midst of challenges, there is a greater purpose unfolding. And when you hold on to that belief, you open the door for transformation. So, let gratitude be your guide. Focus on what you have, not what you lack. Celebrate the progress you've made, no matter how small. Embrace the blessings that surround you, and watch how your life begins to shift in extraordinary ways. Gratitude is not just a practice, it's a superpower that can reshape your reality. Life is not meant to be a smooth, unbroken path. It's a journey filled with twists, turns, and hurdles designed to help you grow. Think about the strongest trees. They don't thrive in perfect weather. They grow in storms, bending but not breaking, their roots deepening with every gust of wind. Your challenges are the storms that strengthen your foundation. When you face a challenge, your initial reaction might be resistance or fear. But what if you could shift your perspective? Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Every challenge carries a lesson, a hidden gift waiting to be discovered. It may teach you resilience, patience, or the courage to step out of your comfort zone. These lessons are the stepping stones that elevate you to the next level of your journey. Think about the people you admire, the visionaries, the leaders, the pioneers. None of them achieved greatness without overcoming challenges. Their struggles were not roadblocks but stepping stones. The adversity they faced became the foundation of their success. You, too, have this potential. The challenges in your life are not the end of the story, they are the beginning of a new chapter. Here's the secret: challenges are a test of your faith and determination. They ask, how much do you want this, and are you willing to grow to achieve it? When you rise to meet these challenges, you prove to yourself and the world that you are stronger than any circumstance. And in that process, you uncover a version of yourself you never knew existed, one that is powerful, capable, and unstoppable. But how do you turn challenges into stepping stones? It starts with perspective. Instead of focusing on the difficulty, focus on the growth it brings. Instead of dwelling on the discomfort, embrace the opportunity it provides. Remember, diamonds are formed under pressure, and so are you. Every challenge you face is shaping you into the person you are meant to become. When you adopt this mindset, challenges lose their ability to intimidate you. They no longer feel like barriers but opportunities for transformation. You begin to see that every setback is a setup for a comeback, every failure a foundation for success. With this perspective, you can face any challenge with confidence, knowing that it is leading you to something greater. So the next time you encounter a challenge, don't see it as a dead end. See it as a stepping stone, a necessary part of your journey toward greatness. Embrace it, learn from it, and use it to propel yourself forward. Challenges are not here to stop you, they are here to strengthen you. As we bring this journey to a close, remember this: your circumstances are not the masters of your destiny. They are fleeting, ever-changing, and powerless against the strength of your mind and spirit. What truly defines your life is not what happens to you, but how you choose to respond. You are not here to merely survive the storm, you are here to rise above it, to rewrite the script, and to claim the life that is already yours. When you stop paying attention to your circumstances, you unlock a power within you that is limitless. The world may try to dictate your worth, but your true value lies in the vision you hold and the belief you cultivate. You are the creator of your reality, and every thought, every focus, and every action shapes the world you step into tomorrow. Challenges will come, but they are not here to defeat you. They are here to refine you, to mold you into a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself. Let gratitude guide you, let your vision inspire you, and let your unwavering faith in what is possible lead you. This is how you transcend your circumstances and step into the life you were born to live. So today, make a decision. Decide to reclaim your power, to stop giving life to your problems, and to rise above the opinions of others. Choose to see challenges as stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. Focus on what you desire with unwavering conviction, and let gratitude fuel your journey. As you walk this path, remember that greatness is not about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about holding on to your vision, even when the evidence around you suggests otherwise. It's about trusting that your power to create is greater than any circumstance that seeks to define you. The time to act is now. Stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions. They may never come. But you don't need perfection, you only need belief. Step forward with the confidence that everything you need is already within you. Trust that the universe is conspiring in your favor, aligning every step to lead you toward your highest purpose. My friends, within you lies a divine gift, one so powerful that it shapes the very fabric of your existence. This gift is not something you must earn, it is your birthright, bestowed upon you by the Creator. It is the power to imagine, to believe, and to create. Today I invite you to awaken to this power and use it consciously to manifest the life you have always desired. Within every individual lies a profound and infinite power, a gift bestowed by the Creator, waiting to be acknowledged and used. This divine power is not something external to us, nor is it reserved for a select few. It is inherent in each of us, woven into the very fabric of our being. It is the force that animates life, the source from which all creation flows. To live a truly fulfilled life, one must first understand and awaken to this sacred power within. For many, this power goes unnoticed, hidden behind the veil of doubt, fear, and the distractions of daily life. It is easy to look outside ourselves for answers, seeking validation, guidance, and solutions from the external world. Yet, the truth remains that everything we seek is already within us. This divine power is the essence of who we are, and it holds the key to transforming our reality. To comprehend this power, we must first recognize its nature. It is the creative energy of imagination, the ability to think, feel, and bring forth new realities. Through our thoughts and emotions, we shape the world around us, often without realizing it. The life we live today is a reflection of our past beliefs, assumptions, and inner convictions. Whether we are conscious of it or not, this creative power is always at work, responding to the impressions we impress upon it. The divine power within is limitless. It knows no boundaries, no restrictions, and no obstacles except those we impose upon it through our doubts and limited thinking. When we understand that this power operates in alignment with our beliefs, we gain the ability to consciously direct it. This realization marks the beginning of true mastery over our lives. It is not about controlling others or external circumstances, but about mastering our inner world, the only realm over which we have complete dominion. The process of awakening to this power begins with awareness. We must become conscious of our thoughts and feelings, understanding that they are not fleeting or insignificant, but potent forces that shape our experiences. Every thought we hold, every belief we entertain, and every feeling we nurture is a seed planted in the fertile soil of the subconscious mind. Over time, these seeds grow and bear fruit in the form of our reality. Understanding this power also requires us to take responsibility for our lives. It is tempting to blame circumstances, other people, or external events for our difficulties. However, the moment we acknowledge that we are the creators of our experiences, we reclaim our power. This is not about self-blame, but about empowerment. It is a recognition that, just as we may have unconsciously created unwanted circumstances, we have the ability to consciously create the life we desire. The key to activating this power lies in imagination and belief. Imagination is the workshop where reality is formed, and belief is the force that breathes life into it. When we imagine ourselves already living the life we desire and hold that image with unwavering faith, we align ourselves with the creative energy of the universe. This alignment sets into motion a series of events, circumstances, and opportunities that bring our vision into physical form. To harness this divine power, we must also cultivate a sense of trust and detachment. Once we have planted the seeds of our desires, we must release them, trusting that the power within knows the perfect way and timing to bring them to fruition. Worry and doubt are like weeds that choke the growth of our manifestations. Faith, on the other hand, nurtures them, ensuring that they flourish. The divine power within us is a reflection of the Creator's limitless love and wisdom. It is a reminder that we are not separate from the source of all creation, but expressions of it. By understanding and embracing this power, we align ourselves with the truth of who we are, spiritual beings with the ability to shape our destiny. When we awaken to this truth, life becomes a canvas upon which we can paint the masterpiece of our dreams, guided by the infinite power that resides within. The law of assumption is a profound principle that governs the creative process of life, offering a powerful method to transform your reality. This law is based on the understanding that whatever you assume to be true, regardless of its current external evidence, will manifest in your life. It reveals that your inner world of thoughts, feelings, and beliefs shapes your outer experience, making you the architect of your reality. At its core, the law of assumption invites you to adopt a mindset of certainty and conviction about the fulfillment of your desires. It is not merely about wishing or hoping for something to happen, it is about stepping into the state of already having received it. This requires a shift in consciousness, where you no longer view your desires as distant possibilities, but as present realities. The moment you embody the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you activate the creative power within to align your external circumstances with your inner assumption. Understanding this law begins with recognizing the creative force of your consciousness. Your thoughts and beliefs are not passive or inconsequential, they are energetic commands sent out into the universe. When you hold a belief with conviction, it impresses upon your subconscious mind, which in turn orchestrates the circumstances, events, and people needed to bring that belief into physical reality. The subconscious mind does not discriminate between what is real and imagined. It accepts as true whatever you consistently assume and feel to be true. To apply the law of assumption, you must first identify your desires with clarity. Ask yourself, what do I truly want? Once you have a clear vision, the next step is to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. This means imagining yourself already living in the reality where your desire is a fact. How would you feel if your wish were already realized? Would you feel joyful, peaceful, or confident? Immerse yourself in those emotions as though they were real right now. This process requires persistence and discipline. The outer world may not immediately reflect your new assumptions, but you must remain steadfast in your belief. This is where many falter, as they allow doubts, fears, or the evidence of their senses to override their assumptions. The law of assumption operates on the principle that the inner state precedes and creates the outer reality. When you persist in the assumption of your desire fulfilled, regardless of appearances, the outer world must eventually conform. An essential aspect of the law of assumption is the importance of detachment. While it is crucial to maintain the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you must also release any obsession or desperation about the outcome. Trust that the process is unfolding perfectly, even if you cannot yet see it. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means having faith in the unseen forces working on your behalf. The more you trust the process, the faster and more effortlessly your assumptions will manifest. Gratitude also plays a vital role in reinforcing your assumptions. When you feel grateful for your desires as though they have already been realized, you align yourself with the vibration of fulfillment. Gratitude amplifies the energy of your assumptions and accelerates their manifestation. It is a way of affirming to yourself and the universe that your desires are already yours. The law of assumption teaches that you are not a victim of circumstances but a creator of them. By taking control of your assumptions, you reclaim your power and transform your life. It is not a matter of waiting for things to change externally. It is about changing your inner state to match the life you wish to experience. As you master this law, you will come to realize that your desires are not random or unattainable. They are the whispers of your soul, guiding you toward the fulfillment of your highest potential. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools available to individuals seeking to shape their reality. It is the act of creating vivid mental images of a desired outcome as though it has already been achieved. By engaging the imagination with clarity and emotion, visualization becomes the blueprint through which your inner world directs and manifests the circumstances of your outer reality. It is not simply daydreaming. It is an intentional, deliberate practice that aligns your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with your goals. At its foundation, visualization operates on the principle that the mind does not distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and actual events. The images you hold in your mind's eye are registered by your subconscious as truth, influencing your beliefs and behaviors accordingly. When you visualize with emotional intensity, you effectively program your subconscious to accept the desired outcome as reality. This creates a ripple effect, shaping your thoughts, actions, and the opportunities that come into your life to align with your vision. The process begins with clarity. Before you can visualize effectively, you must know exactly what you want to manifest. Whether it's a dream job, a loving relationship, financial freedom, or personal growth, your goal must be specific. Vague desires lead to vague results. Ask yourself, what does my ideal outcome look like? What does it feel like? The more detailed your vision, the more powerful its impact. Emotion is the fuel that brings visualization to life. It is not enough to simply see the image. You must feel the emotions associated with its realization. Joy, gratitude, excitement, and peace are powerful emotional states that amplify the effectiveness of visualization. Ask yourself, how would I feel if my dream were already a reality? Then allow yourself to dwell in that emotional state. The combination of vivid imagery and strong emotion sends a clear and potent signal to your subconscious mind. which begins working tirelessly to align your external circumstances with this inner reality. Consistency is key in visualization. A single session of imagining your desires may provide temporary motivation, but sustained practice creates lasting results. Dedicate a few minutes each day to visualize your goals. The morning and evening are ideal times, as the mind is naturally more receptive during these periods. Over time, you will notice subtle shifts in your thoughts, habits, and external environment, all aligning to bring your vision to fruition. One of the most transformative aspects of visualization is its ability to reshape your self-concept. As you repeatedly imagine yourself as the person who has achieved your goals, you begin to internalize that identity. You start to think, speak, and act in alignment with your vision. This shift in self-perception is crucial, because the world reflects who you believe you are, not merely what you want. It's important to approach visualization with faith and detachment. Faith is the confidence that your vision will manifest, even if the path to its realization is unclear. Detachment means releasing the need to control how and when your desire will come to pass. Trust that the process is unfolding perfectly, and focus on the joy of the journey rather than obsessing over the outcome. Combine visualization with action. While mental imagery is a powerful catalyst, it must be paired with inspired effort. Visualization opens doors, but you must walk through them. Trust the guidance of your intuition, which will become sharper as you align with your vision. Visualization is more than a mental exercise, it is the blueprint of your reality. By consistently imagining your desires as fulfilled, feeling the emotions of their realization, and acting in alignment with your vision, you activate the creative power within you. This practice transforms your inner world, which in turn shapes the external world to reflect your dreams. As you master this skill, you will come to realize that the life you envision is not merely a possibility, it is an inevitability waiting to be claimed. Detaching and trusting the process is a vital principle in the journey of manifesting desires. It is a practice rooted in the understanding that once you have set a clear intention, imagined your desire as fulfilled, and aligned your emotions with the outcome, your work is to release control and trust the unseen forces at play. Detachment is not about giving up or becoming indifferent, it is about releasing the grip of anxiety, impatience, and doubt while allowing the creative process to unfold naturally. The first step to detachment is recognizing that the how and when of manifestation are not your responsibility. Your role is to clearly define your desire, feel its reality within you, and align your thoughts and actions with that vision. Beyond this, the process is orchestrated by a higher intelligence, often beyond the comprehension of the conscious mind. Holding on to the need to control every detail creates resistance, which hinders the natural flow of events. True detachment requires faith, a deep, unwavering trust in the power that brings your desires to life. Detachment also involves letting go of the need for immediate results. In a world that often demands instant gratification, it can be challenging to embrace the patience required for the process to unfold. However, the timeline of manifestation is governed by perfect wisdom. Sometimes delays occur not because your desire is denied, but because the right conditions are being prepared. Trust that the universe is working behind the scenes, aligning circumstances, people, and events in ways that will ultimately serve your highest good. A key aspect of detachment is learning to focus on the present moment. When you are consumed by thoughts of the future, wondering when your desire will manifest, you disconnect from the power of the now. The present moment is where your energy is most potent and where the foundation for your manifestation is laid. By living fully in the now, appreciating the journey, and finding joy in each step, you shift your focus away from lack and into a state of gratitude and abundance. This state of being accelerates the realization of your desires. Fear and doubt are common obstacles to detachment. They arise from a lack of trust in the process, and a belief that if you do not constantly strive or worry, your desire will not materialize. However, these emotions create energetic resistance, pulling you out of alignment with your desired reality. To counteract them, cultivate a sense of trust by affirming that everything is unfolding perfectly. Surround yourself with reminders of past experiences where things worked out unexpectedly or in your favor, reinforcing your belief in the unseen hand guiding your life. Detachment also means being open to possibilities beyond what you can envision. Often the universe delivers outcomes that surpass our expectations, but this can only happen when we release rigid attachments to specific details. We trust that the creative power knows the best and most harmonious way to fulfill your desire. By letting go of preconceived notions, you allow room for miracles to occur. Another crucial element of detachment is self-assurance. When you know that you are inherently worthy and that your desires are valid, you can release the need to cling to them out of fear of loss or failure. This confidence stems from understanding that your desires are not random, they are deeply connected to your purpose and potential. Trusting yourself in the process means acknowledging that what is meant for you cannot be taken away or missed. Practices such as meditation, affirmations, and mindfulness can greatly support detachment. Meditation quiets the mind, allowing you to release attachment to specific outcomes and surrender to the flow of life. Affirmations reinforce your faith and help shift your focus away from fear and doubt. Mindfulness anchors you in the present, preventing you from becoming overly fixated on the future. Detachment is about surrender not to weakness or passivity, but to the greater wisdom that governs all creation. When you release your grip on the outcome, you free yourself from stress and align with the natural rhythm of the universe. Trust the process and allow yourself to flow with it. In doing so, you demonstrate a profound faith in the unseen forces working for you and affirm your belief in the inevitability of your desires coming to fruition. This trust, combined with detachment, creates the ideal environment for your dreams to manifest with grace and ease. Gratitude is a transformative force that amplifies the power of manifestation, unlocking a state of alignment with abundance and fulfillment. It goes beyond a mere polite acknowledgement of the good in one's life. It is a profound energy that shapes your inner world and influences the reality you experience. Gratitude acts as a bridge between desire and fulfillment, creating a fertile ground where your intentions can flourish. When practiced consciously, it shifts your focus from lack to abundance, amplifying the creative process and accelerating the realization of your desires. At its core, gratitude is an expression of appreciation for the blessings, opportunities, and experiences in your life. It is not limited to celebrating what has already materialized, but also includes giving thanks for the unseen and the yet to come. This forward-looking aspect of gratitude is particularly powerful because it signals to the subconscious mind and the universe that you already possess what you desire. In doing so, you align yourself with the emotional state of having, which is the essence of manifestation. Gratitude operates on the principle that energy flows where attention goes. When you focus on the good in your life and the blessings you seek, you amplify their presence in your reality. This is because your thoughts and emotions create a vibrational frequency that attracts similar energy. By dwelling in gratitude, you raise your vibrational state, aligning yourself with the positive outcomes you wish to experience. It is a powerful affirmation of trust and faith in the process, reinforcing the belief that life is unfolding in your favor. A significant aspect of gratitude is its ability to dissolve resistance. Often doubt, fear, and impatience create blocks in the manifestation process, pulling you out of alignment with your desires. Gratitude shifts your perspective, helping you focus on the abundance already present in your life. It replaces fear with trust and impatience with peace, fostering a state of ease and receptivity. When you are grateful, you are no longer desperate for your desires to manifest, which paradoxically allows them to flow to you more effortlessly. Gratitude also strengthens your connection to the present moment. It grounds you in a now, where the creative power resides. Often the mind becomes entangled in the future, worrying about outcomes or lamenting perceived delays. Gratitude redirects your attention to the blessings of the present, creating a sense of fulfillment that transcends time. This fulfillment is the energetic equivalent of having already achieved your desires, accelerating their manifestation. Practicing gratitude does not require grand gestures or perfect circumstances. It begins with a conscious decision to notice and appreciate the small joys and blessings in everyday life. The warmth of the sun on your face, the kindness of a stranger, or the beauty of a flower can become sources of genuine appreciation. As you cultivate gratitude for these seemingly minor experiences, you build a habit of focusing on abundance, which grows and amplifies over time. Incorporating gratitude into the manifestation process involves both reflection and anticipation. Reflective gratitude is about acknowledging and giving thanks for the good you have already received. This reinforces a sense of abundance and creates a positive feedback loop where your subconscious mind becomes attuned to recognizing and attracting more blessings. Anticipatory gratitude, on the other hand, is about feeling thankful for the fulfillment of your desires before they physically manifest. It requires imagination and faith as you vividly picture your dreams coming true and feel genuine gratitude as though they already have. Journaling is a powerful tool for cultivating gratitude. Taking a few moments each day to write down what you are grateful for reinforces a mindset of appreciation. Another effective practice is starting or ending your day with a gratitude meditation, where you focus on the things you are thankful for and visualize the fulfillment of your desires with heartfelt appreciation. These practices help reprogram your mind to seek and expect positivity and abundance. Gratitude is a dynamic force that not only amplifies the process of manifestation, but also transforms your overall experience of life. It shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, allowing you to see opportunities where others see obstacles. It fosters resilience by reminding you of the good that exists even in challenging times. And most importantly, it aligns your inner state with the energy of fulfillment, opening the doors for your dreams to materialize with grace and ease. Through gratitude, you become a magnet for the life you desire, celebrating each moment as a step toward the realization of your highest potential. My dear friends, the greatest truth you will ever grasp is that the world reflects not who you wish to be, but who you believe you are. To rise above mediocrity, to claim the life you deserve, you must embody the assumption that you are the best. Not better than anyone else in ego or pride, but the best version of yourself, unapologetically confident, unwaveringly assured. Assumption is not just a fleeting thought or a passing idea, it is the foundation upon which your reality is built. To assume is to accept something as true without requiring evidence in the moment. This may seem irrational to the logical mind, but it is one of the most profound truths governing our existence. Your assumptions dictate your experiences because they shape the way you perceive yourself and the world around you. The key to transforming your life lies in mastering this simple yet powerful principle: you become what you assume yourself to be. Every individual carries within themselves a mental blueprint, a deep-seated collection of beliefs about who they are and what they are capable of. These beliefs act like invisible strings, pulling circumstances, people, and events into alignment with their assumptions. When you assume you are successful, confident, and deserving of the best, you naturally attract experiences that affirm this assumption. The same is true when you assume lack, failure, or unworthiness. The power does not lie in the world outside, but in the assumptions you choose to hold. Consider the profound connection between your inner state and your outer reality. Assumptions are not idle thoughts, they carry emotional weight and energy. When you repeatedly assume something, you begin to feel its reality. Feelings are the language of the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind is the architect of your experiences. It takes your feelings as directives and works tirelessly to manifest them. This is why it is said, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." To assume a state with conviction and emotion is to instruct your subconscious to bring it to life. You may wonder, how can something so intangible as an assumption create tangible results? The answer lies in the way assumptions influence your behavior, decisions, and interactions. When you assume you are the best, you carry yourself with a quiet confidence that others cannot help but notice. You speak with authority, take bold actions, and seize opportunities that others might overlook. Your assumption shapes your vibration, the energy you project, and the world responds to this energy accordingly. It is not arrogance, it is alignment with your desired state. This process works for everyone, whether they are aware of it or not. The difference is that most people assume unconsciously, based on their past experiences or the opinions of others. They allow fear, doubt, and negativity to dominate their assumptions, not realizing that they are scripting a future they do not desire. But you have the power to take control. You can consciously choose your assumptions and rewrite the narrative of your life. To harness the power of assumption, you must first identify the beliefs you currently hold. Reflect on the areas of your life where you feel stuck or dissatisfied. Ask yourself, what am I assuming to be true about this situation? You may uncover limiting beliefs that have been silently shaping your reality. Once you recognize them, replace them with empowering assumptions. If you have been assuming lack, begin to assume abundance. If you have been assuming failure, start assuming success. This is not an overnight transformation, but a practice that requires persistence. The mind will resist at first because it clings to familiar patterns, but persistence is the secret ingredient. When you continue to affirm and assume your desired state, even in the face of contrary evidence, you begin to reprogram your subconscious mind. Over time, your new assumptions will feel as natural as your old ones, and your outer world will reflect the shift. The beauty of this process is its simplicity. You do not need to understand every detail of how it works, you only need to apply it. Begin to see yourself as the person you aspire to be. Close your eyes and imagine the life you desire, not as a distant dream but as a present reality. Feel the joy, confidence, and gratitude as if it were already yours. This act of assuming and feeling is the key to bringing your vision to life. When challenges arise, as they inevitably will, do not waver in your assumption. Remember, the outer world is only a reflection of your past assumptions. It may take time for the new reflection to appear, but it is coming. Just in the process and remain steadfast in your belief. The power of assumption is the greatest gift you have been given. It is the secret to creating a life of limitless possibilities. You are not a victim of circumstances, you are the creator of them. Choose your assumptions wisely, for they are the seeds from which your reality grows. Assume greatness, assume abundance, assume joy, and watch as the world reshapes itself to align with your vision. The power is within you. Use it boldly, and life will respond in kind. The world you experience is a direct reflection of the image you hold within yourself. While this may sound abstract or mystical, it is a principle grounded in undeniable truth. Everything you encounter in your external life, your relationships, career, finances, and even your sense of fulfillment originates from the inner blueprint you carry. This inner image is not just a fleeting thought or a hopeful wish, it is the deep-seated concept of who you believe you are and what you believe is possible for you. Your inner image acts as a silent force shaping your reality. Like a projector casting a film onto a screen, your mind projects your self-concept onto the world around you. What you see externally is not separate from you, but is intimately connected to the beliefs, feelings, and assumptions you hold within. If you believe you are capable, worthy, and deserving, you will naturally attract situations and people that affirm these truths. Conversely, if you carry a sense of lack, failure, or unworthiness, your external experiences will reflect those inner limitations. This process begins in the subconscious mind, the part of you that operates beyond conscious thought. The subconscious does not judge or question the images you present to it. It simply accepts them as fact and works tirelessly to bring them into existence. If your inner image is one of confidence and success, your subconscious will guide your actions, choices, and responses in ways that align with that image. If your inner image is clouded with doubt or fear, it will work just as diligently to manifest those feelings into your reality. Think of your inner image as a mold. The outer circumstances of your life are the material that fills this mold, taking shape based on its design. If you wish to change the form of your external reality, you must first reshape the mold itself. This is not a matter of brute force or sheer willpower, it is about transforming your inner perception. When you shift your inner image, the outer world has no choice but to follow suit. This is a law as certain as gravity. one that operates without fail, whether you are aware of it or not. The power of your inner image is evident in countless aspects of life. Consider the way you carry yourself when you feel confident versus when you feel insecure. Confidence radiates through your posture, tone of voice, and even your gaze. Others pick up on this energy and respond to it, often without realizing why. When your inner image is strong and positive, you exude an aura of self-assurance that naturally attracts success. On the other hand, an image of insecurity or doubt sends out a very different signal, one that repels opportunities and undermines your potential. Your inner image also determines how you interpret and respond to external events. Two people can face the same challenge, yet their reactions can be entirely different based on their self-concept. One may see the challenge as an opportunity to grow and thrive, while the other may see it as confirmation of their fears and limitations. It is not the event itself, but the lens through which it is viewed that makes the difference. This lens is shaped by your inner image, coloring every experience you have. Changing your inner image requires deliberate attention and practice. Start by becoming aware of the self-concept you currently hold. Ask yourself, how do I see myself? What beliefs do I have about my worth, my abilities, and my place in the world? Be honest in your reflection, for only by recognizing your current image can you begin to transform it. Once you are aware of your inner image, you can start to replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Use visualization as a tool to create a new mental blueprint. Close your eyes and imagine yourself living the life you desire. See yourself as confident, capable, and successful. Engage all your senses to make the image vivid and real. Feel the emotions that come with achieving your goals: joy, gratitude, and fulfillment. By repeatedly visualizing this ideal version of yourself, you impress it upon your subconscious mind. Affirmations can also be a powerful way to reinforce your new self-concept. Speak positive statements about yourself with conviction, such as, "I am worthy of success," or "I am confident and capable in all that I do." Over time, these affirmations will reshape your inner image, replacing doubt with certainty and fear with faith. Persistence is key. The outer world may take time to catch up to your new inner image, but do not let this discourage you. Trust that the transformation is happening, even if it is not immediately visible. The more consistently you hold your new image, the more aligned your outer reality will become. You are not a passive observer of life, but an active creator. The inner image you hold is the blueprint for everything you experience. By consciously shaping this image, you take control of your destiny. You have the power to design a life that reflects your highest aspirations and deepest desires. Embrace this truth and let the transformation begin from within. Confidence is not an accident of birth, a privilege reserved for the lucky few, or a trait that appears out of nowhere. It is a creation, a deliberate, conscious choice made repeatedly until it becomes second nature. The notion that confidence is a random or innate quality is a myth. In truth, anyone can cultivate confidence regardless of their past, circumstances, or perceived limitations. It begins with the way you see yourself and the assumptions you hold about your worth and abilities. At its core, confidence is a reflection of self-belief. It is not about being perfect or always knowing the right answer, but about trusting your ability to navigate life's uncertainties. This trust is built through consistent practice and intentional effort. Just as a sculptor shapes clay into a masterpiece through persistence and vision, you shape your confidence by choosing to see yourself as capable, worthy, and deserving, even when external evidence suggests otherwise. Confidence starts within. It begins with the thoughts you entertain about yourself. If you constantly dwell on your flaws, failures, or shortcomings, you will undermine your sense of self-worth. However, when you choose to focus on your strengths, achievements, and potential, you create a foundation for confidence to grow. This shift in focus is not about ignoring your imperfections, but about reframing them. Mistakes are not signs of inadequacy, they are stepping stones to mastery. Every successful person you admire has stumbled and fallen, yet their confidence grew because they saw these experiences as opportunities for growth, rather than as final judgments of their abilities. One of the most powerful ways to build confidence is to act as if you already possess it. This does not mean faking it in a superficial way, but embodying the qualities of a confident person in your thoughts, actions, and demeanor. Stand tall, speak with conviction, and approach challenges with the mindset that you are capable of overcoming them. When you act confidently, even if you don't feel it initially, your mind begins to align with this new reality. Over time, what starts as a deliberate choice becomes an authentic part of who you are. Confidence is also closely tied to preparation. When you invest time and effort into developing your skills and knowledge, you naturally feel more capable and assured. This is true in any area of life, whether it's your career, relationships, or personal goals. Preparation eliminates the fear of the unknown, replacing it with a sense of readiness. When you know you have done the work, you can face challenges with the calm assurance that you are equipped to handle them. Another essential aspect of confidence is resilience. Life is unpredictable, and setbacks are inevitable. However, confidence is not about avoiding difficulties, it is about how you respond to them. Resilient people understand that failure is not the opposite of success, but a part of the journey toward it. Each setback is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow stronger. By adopting this mindset, you develop a form of confidence that is unshakable, rooted in the belief that you can rise again, no matter how many times you fall. Your environment also plays a crucial role in shaping your confidence. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. The energy of those around you can either build your confidence or diminish it. Seek out mentors, friends, and communities that encourage your growth and celebrate your successes. Conversely, distance yourself from those who constantly criticize or belittle you, for their negativity can erode even the strongest foundation of self-belief. Confidence grows through consistent action. It is not enough to think about being confident, you must put your beliefs into practice. Take small steps outside your comfort zone each day, whether it's speaking up in a meeting, pursuing a new opportunity, or trying something you've never done before. Each time you push past fear and doubt, you reinforce the idea that you are capable of more than you imagined. These small victories accumulate, creating a momentum that propels you forward. It is also important to remember that confidence is not static, it is a dynamic quality that evolves with time and experience. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, and that's okay. Confidence is not about never feeling uncertain, but about choosing to move forward despite uncertainty. It is the courage to take action even when the outcome is unclear. Confidence is a gift you give yourself. It is a declaration of your worth and potential, a commitment to believe in yourself even when no one else does. It is not something you wait for or hope to acquire, it is something you create, moment by moment, through your thoughts, actions, and choices. When you embrace this truth, you unlock a wellspring of inner strength that can carry you through any challenge. You are not confined by the limits of your past or the opinions of others. You have the power to create a version of yourself that is confident, capable, and unstoppable. It starts with a single choice to see yourself as the person you aspire to be and to act as if that vision is already true. In doing so, you transform your inner world and your outer reality follows suit. Confidence is not a coincidence, it is a creation, and you are the creator. The journey to transforming your life begins with an understanding of a profound yet often overlooked truth. You must first feel something to see it manifest in your reality. This principle is not rooted in wishful thinking or blind optimism, but in the dynamic relationship between your inner emotional state and the external world you experience. The emotions you cultivate within you act as powerful forces, shaping the outcomes and circumstances of your life. To feel something is to embody the reality of it before it physically manifests. It requires you to align your emotions and inner state with the outcome you desire, even if that outcome seems distant or impossible in the moment. The key lies in experiencing the fulfillment of your desire, as though it has already happened. This is not merely pretending, it is immersing yourself in the feeling of having, being, or doing what you aspire to. When you adopt this state of mind and heart, you begin to magnetize the people, opportunities, and circumstances that bring your vision into existence. Consider for a moment the way emotions influence your actions. When you feel confident, you naturally carry yourself with assurance, make bold decisions, and attract positive responses from others. When you feel doubt or fear, your actions tend to reflect hesitation, and your reality often mirrors that uncertainty. Feeling creates momentum. It sets the tone for your behavior, thoughts, and choices. By intentionally cultivating the feelings associated with your desired reality, you shift into alignment with the experiences that match those emotions. The power of feeling stems from its ability to communicate with your subconscious mind. While your conscious mind processes logic and reason, your subconscious responds to emotion and imagery. It cannot distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is physically real. When you vividly feel the emotions of your desired state, your subconscious accepts it as truth and begins to work in harmony with the universe to make it a reality. Your feelings serve as instructions to your subconscious, guiding it to bring your inner vision into external form. This principle does not require you to ignore the challenges and difficulties you face. Rather, it calls on you to rise above them by focusing on the emotional experience of your desired outcome. If you long for abundance, feel the joy and security that comes with having more than enough. If you seek love, immerse yourself in the warmth and connection of a loving relationship. These feelings are not dependent on your current circumstances. They are choices you make in the present moment. The act of feeling is a skill that requires practice. Begin by quieting your mind and turning inward. Visualize your desired reality as vividly as possible. Engage all your senses, see the colors, hear the sounds, and feel the textures of this imagined world. Most importantly, tune into the emotions it evokes. How does it feel to live this life? Let those emotions fill your being until they become your dominant state. Repeat this practice regularly, allowing the feelings to deepen and become more natural over time. As you cultivate these feelings, you may notice subtle changes in your external reality. Opportunities may arise, people may enter your life, and circumstances may shift in unexpected ways. This is not coincidence, but the result of your inner alignment influencing the outer world. Feeling is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, the unseen and the seen. It transforms abstract desires into tangible experiences. It is important to approach this process with faith and patience. The results may not appear immediately, and doubts may arise along the way. In these moments, remind yourself that the act of feeling is not about forcing an outcome, but about embodying the essence of your desire. Trust that the external world will catch up to the inner reality you have created. Your role is to remain steadfast in your feelings, even when circumstances seem unchanged. Feeling it to see it is not a passive process. It calls for active participation in shaping your inner world. It requires you to take responsibility for your emotions and to choose them consciously, rather than allowing external circumstances to dictate how you feel. This shift in perspective is empowering, as it places the keys to your reality firmly in your hands. When you truly feel the fulfillment of your desire, you align yourself with the energy of that reality. The universe responds to this alignment, orchestrating events and experiences that reflect your inner state. This is not magic or wishful thinking. It is a natural law that operates whether you are aware of it or not. By consciously harnessing this law, you become the creator of your life, shaping it according to your highest vision. To feel it to see, it is to live as if your dreams are already realized. It is to embrace the joy, gratitude, and confidence that come with knowing you are the architect of your destiny. As you practice this principle, you will find that your reality begins to transform, not through effort or struggle, but through the power of your inner state. Your feelings are the seeds of your future. Nurture them, and watch them grow into the life you have always imagined. The world is a mirror, reflecting back to you not just what you desire, but what you embody. It cannot give you what you merely wish for if your inner state contradicts it. Instead, it responds to the essence of who you are and what you consistently project through your thoughts, feelings, and actions. To change the reflection in the mirror, you must first change the image you hold of yourself within. When you embody the reality you seek, the world has no choice but to align with it. Embodying something means becoming it in every sense, mentally, emotionally, and energetically. It requires that you fully identify with the state of having or being that which you desire. This is not a surface-level affirmation or a fleeting visualization, but a deep and sustained inner conviction. When you embody a state, it becomes your natural way of being, and your actions, speech, and demeanor flow effortlessly from it. The process begins with self-concept. Who do you believe you are at your core? Your self-concept is the foundation upon which your entire reality is built. If you see yourself as unworthy, lacking, or incapable, the world will reflect those beliefs back to you through circumstances and interactions. However, when you choose to see yourself as deserving, abundant, and capable, your external experiences will begin to match that internal reality. The shift starts within, with the decision to embody a new version of yourself. One of the most profound truths is that you do not need external validation to embody a desired state. Many people wait for circumstances to change before they allow themselves to feel successful, loved, or fulfilled. This is backward thinking. The power lies in reversing this dynamic. Feel and act as if you already are the person you aspire to be, and the world will confirm it. Embodying your desired state sends a clear message to the universe that you are ready to receive it. This embodiment is not about pretending or forcing yourself to feel something unnatural. It is about aligning your inner state with the reality you seek to create. Suppose you desire financial abundance. Embodying this state does not mean reckless spending or ignoring your current financial responsibilities. It means adopting the mindset, confidence, and habits of someone who is already abundant. When you embody abundance, you approach life with gratitude, generosity, and trust, knowing that there is always enough. If you seek love, embody the qualities of someone who is deeply loved. This does not mean seeking validation from others, but rather cultivating self-love, confidence, and openness within yourself. When you embody love, you radiate an energy that naturally attracts harmonious relationships. You no longer operate from a place of lack or desperation, but from a state of fullness and worthiness. The world cannot deny what you embody, because embodiment is the language of creation. When you fully step into a state, you emit a frequency that resonates with that reality. Just as a tuning fork causes nearby objects to vibrate at the same frequency, your inner state influences the world around you. This resonance draws people, opportunities, and circumstances into your life that match what you have embodied. It is not a matter of luck or chance, but a reflection of the law of alignment. The key to embodiment is consistency. It is not enough to embody your desired state for a moment or two, and then revert to old patterns of doubt and fear. True embodiment requires persistence and commitment. It means returning to the feeling and conviction of your desired state, even when external circumstances appear unchanged. Over time, as you remain steadfast in your embodiment, the outer world will begin to shift to match your inner reality. One of the challenges of embodiment is overcoming the temptation to react to appearances. The external world may initially reflect your past beliefs and assumptions, creating the illusion that nothing is changing. In these moments, it is crucial to remain anchored in your new state of being. Trust that the external reality is catching up to your inner transformation. The delay is not a sign of failure, but a natural part of the process. To embody something is to live as though it is already true. This does not mean denying your current reality, but rather choosing to focus on the reality you wish to create. It is a powerful act of faith and self-empowerment. When you embody your desires, you take control of your destiny, refusing to be defined by circumstances or limitations. You become the creator of your reality, shaping it from the inside out. The world cannot deny what you embody, because embodiment is the ultimate expression of belief. When you fully believe in something, it becomes real to you, and the world must reflect it. This is not a mystical concept, but a natural law of life. Your inner state sets the tone for your external experiences, and the more you align with what you desire, the more effortlessly it flows into your life. Embodying your desires is a choice, a moment-by-moment decision to align with your highest vision of yourself. It is a practice of faith, focus, and intentionality. As you master this practice, you will find that the world responds to you in ways that seem miraculous. But it is not a miracle, it is the power of embodiment in action. Whatever you consistently embody, the world must acknowledge. It has no choice but to reflect back to you the truth of who you have become. The art of persistence in assumption is the cornerstone of creation. It is the quiet yet resolute decision to hold firm to your vision, no matter the evidence presented by your current circumstances. To persist in the assumption is to walk by faith, not by sight, trusting in the unseen reality you are creating. This is not merely a test of patience, but a demonstration of unwavering belief in the power of your imagination and the inevitability of your desires becoming manifest. Assumption begins with the conscious selection of a desired state. You choose, with intention, the reality you wish to experience. This is not idle daydreaming, but a deliberate act of creation. You craft a vision of your future self, alive and vibrant within your mind, and you assume it to be true. This assumption, however, is not a fleeting thought or a momentary wish. It is a seed planted in the fertile soil of your consciousness. For it to grow, you must nurture it with persistence. Persistence requires discipline. The mind is naturally inclined to revert to familiar patterns and react to the external world. It may question the validity of your assumption or be swayed by appearances that seem to contradict your vision. These are the moments that test your resolve. Will you abandon your assumption at the first sign of difficulty, or will you reaffirm it, choosing to remain steadfast in your belief? To persist means to hold on, not out of desperation, but with quiet confidence, knowing that your inner state will eventually reshape your external reality. The process of persistence is not about forcing or controlling outcomes, but about alignment. When you persist in the assumption, you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the reality you wish to create. You do not waver between doubt and belief, but instead you dwell consistently in the feeling of your desire fulfilled. This emotional alignment is crucial because it impresses your subconscious mind with the reality of your assumption, prompting it to act in ways that bring about your desired outcome. Persistence does not mean ignoring the present or denying your current circumstances. It means refusing to be defined by them. You acknowledge what is but choose to focus on what can be. This choice is an act of faith, a recognition that the external world is malleable and shaped by your inner convictions. When you persist in your assumption, you send a clear signal to the universe you are committed to your vision, regardless of temporary appearances. One of the most powerful tools for persistence is imagination. Imagination is the workshop of creation, where you rehearse your desired reality until it becomes a natural part of your inner world. Through imagination, you immerse yourself in the experience of your wish fulfilled, engaging all your senses to make it vivid and real. As you persist in imagining your desired state, it begins to feel more natural, more believable. Over time, it becomes your dominant state of being, and the external world adjusts to reflect this new reality. The journey of persistence is often marked by moments of doubt and resistance. These are not signs of failure, but opportunities for growth. When doubt arises, it is an invitation to deepen your commitment to your assumption. Instead of succumbing to fear or frustration, use these moments to reaffirm your vision. Remind yourself why you chose this assumption and why you believe in its inevitability. With each reaffirmation, you strengthen your conviction and fortify your inner resolve. It is important to approach persistence with a sense of ease and trust. This is not a battle to be fought or a struggle to endure, but a natural unfolding of your desired reality. When you persist in the assumption, you do so with the understanding that creation is a process, not an event. There is no need to rush or force. Your only task is to remain faithful to your vision. Trust that the seeds you have planted will grow in their own time, nurtured by your unwavering belief. Persistence also requires a willingness to let go of how and when your desire will manifest. The how is not your concern, nor is the timing. Your role is to embody the state of your wish fulfilled and to trust that the universe will arrange the details in ways you cannot foresee. When you release the need to control the process, you allow creation to flow naturally and effortlessly. As you persist in your assumption, you will notice subtle changes in your inner state and your external reality. Opportunities will arise, people will appear, and circumstances will shift, all aligning with your vision. These changes may seem coincidental, but they are the result of your persistent alignment with your desired reality. Each manifestation, no matter how small, is a testament to the power of your persistence and a reminder that you are the creator of your experience. To persist in the assumption is to embody the truth of your desire. even before it is visible. It is to walk with the certainty that what you have imagined is already yours, simply awaiting its expression in the physical world. This persistence is not an act of willpower, but a quiet, unwavering faith in the creative power of your inner world. Hold fast to your assumption, and let the world rearrange itself to match the vision you carry within. In conclusion, the power to shape your reality lies within you, fueled by the assumptions you hold and the persistence with which you embody them. Your inner world is the origin of every external experience, and by aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desired state, you transform your life from the inside out. The journey requires faith, discipline, and an unwavering commitment to your vision, but the rewards are limitless. The world cannot deny what you embody, and through persistence in your assumption, you align with the natural laws of creation. Trust the process, remain steadfast, and watch as the unseen becomes seen, the imagined becomes real, and your dreams manifest in ways beyond your expectations. Thank you for opening your heart and mind to this truth. May you walk forward with clarity, confidence, and the profound knowledge that your reality is yours to create. Thank you.